Hey there, what's up? Snake Patterson at another one. Saw a little post about somebody asking about wheelchairs and why someone would go for a front, a mid, or a rear wheel drive. So I thought I would give my little insight on it, make a little video about it. There's only like a few features that someone looks for when they're gonna go or choose from one of the three. In my experience, I used to have a mid wheel M300. Really great wheelchair. The great thing about mid wheels is that they can turn on a dime, especially if you've got like a small apartment or small house or whatever, and corridors are tight, corners are tight. Mid wheels tend to do a lot better with that because they've just got such a tight turning radius, which is really good. Getting into a wheel trans or into a bus or whatever, or mobility vehicle. But yeah, like that's the pro of a mid wheel. See now the downside that I know of with a mid wheel is that because you're directly over the axle and the wheels, um, it's a bumpy ride. Like it's when you hit bumps, it's rough. It's more rough than if you go with the front wheel drive. I'm not too sure about a rear wheel. I don't have a lot of experience with the rear wheels. The only rear wheel I had was when I first broke my neck, and the only good thing I knew about that thing was is it pop. You could pop a mad wheelie on it if someone stood on the back of the chair and like pulled back on the arm canes, and you just floored it. You could, yeah, you get a good wheelie going. But besides that, yeah, like it's just really bumpy on a mid wheel, because you're right over the wheels. Now, why someone would go for a front wheel drive and why I personally went for my front wheel drive, is because the ride is a lot smoother. Whether it's on grass, terrain, gravel, bumps, speed bumps, whatever, it's just a lot smoother because you're not directly over the wheels, and the suspension in the back is a little bit better because it has more like arm length. But yeah, and I mean, but switching from a mid wheel to a front wheel, it's a change, and it's something that you got to get used to because like when you turn to the left, your back end goes to the right, and when you turn to the right, your back end goes to the left. I mean, depending if you're going backwards or you're going forwards at the same time. Um, yeah, so sometimes you get stuck in little tight spots. Um, but I mean, I kind of like how it maneuvers from the back now once you get used to it. And another benefit that I see of having a front wheel drive is that you can go down curbs a lot better. At least like full size curbs, not like down the roll down. I mean like the way I get down a curb is that I go at it at like an angle so that when I go off the curb, I put down my front right wheel and then it touches the ground. And then I keep going and going until my front left wheel hits the ground. And then my left A arm in the back wheel arm with the suspension on it, basically keeps it so that it's a smooth downwards onto the ground, and then you go forward and the back arm comes down and hits the ground, so it's just a lot smoother. It's just it kind of like a, I guess you could say, a spider arm. You go down the front and then it just holds you, and like the suspension lets you slow lightly go down. See, it's not possible with a mid drive very well because your weight of your, what's it called, balance, I don't know, I can't think of the word, but yeah, so you're just, the balance on it is that as soon as you go put one wheel off the curb, like there's nothing to hold you from like flipping. So sometimes I would get stuck on curbs because also you don't have as much clearance from the body, I think. Because I can remember trying to go down a curb and like I just got caught and I was rocked on there and I was like tipping side to side because you just get it's like anyways, I'm going off into tangents, but yeah, that's my input on wheelchairs and why you're going to go with one over the other. I also have the Permobil standing wheelchair, so it's the F5 standing wheelchair. So it comes with the shin plates and everything, and I love my wheelchair. Like it literally is my standing frame in a wheelchair. I mean, if you're looking into getting a wheelchair and you're new in your accident or whatever, I definitely look towards getting a standing wheelchair because I mean, if you're gonna work on getting better and doing physio and stuff like that, you're gonna eventually get a standing frame, which you're gonna pay 5 to 10 grand for a standing frame. Why not add a little bit more and make your wheelchair your standing frame and your wheelchair? And then you've got so much extra adjustability because when you have the standing wheelchair, your backrest goes forward and back, your feet pedals go up and down, your you can elevate into the way up, way up high. So if you're at a concert or whatever, and you can literally turn it into a bed because your back can go flat, your foot can go up, and then you're like a flat bed. So if your PSW doesn't show up, you can sleep in your chair as a bed. Um, I haven't had to do that, but no, I know I can. I don't want to, but I mean, worst case scenario, you got a MacGyver. But yeah, definitely something to look into. I mean, they're expensive. They're more expensive. Like because like a certain amount got covered by ADP and ODSP, but because I guess standing wheelchair isn't a necessary thing. There's a big portion that I had to pay out of pocket, which I used my grandma's inheritance to put into. But yeah, that's my thoughts on wheelchairs and stuff like that. I'd say, in my opinion, I like my front wheel better suspension. It's an adjustment to get used to if you come from a mid wheel. But if you're in a place where you're really tight all the time, then mid wheel might be something to look into because of the turning radius. But yeah, there you go. If you guys have any questions, just leave it in the comments. I'll do my best to address them and try to help you out to the best of my ability. But yeah, I hope all you have a really great rest of your night. Um, Glad to be of help. If you want to subscribe, you want to hit that bell button, see when my next videos come out. If you want to hit me a like, I'd be really greatly appreciated. Yeah, just let me know if you need anything and that you like the video, and have a good rest of your day. My last little tidbit of information, make sure that they give you the high speed package. I mean, it only gives you 1 mile per hour faster, but that 1 mile per hour makes a difference. I mean, it's whether you're going to the store, or you're just going down the street, or you're driving down the road, or you're in a rush to wheel trans, whatever it is. I like to go fast. And the other part is that I never drive on the slow speed because it also makes me turn slowly, and I can't stand that. When I turn left, I want to go left. You know what I mean? Quickly. Anyways, besides that, I mean, I could go into what I've used for seating and different types of seating and all that stuff. What didn't work, what did work, what I'm still working on, what went horribly, and what kind of worked. If you want that, then leave it in the comments. I could try and make a video on that. But yeah, anyways, I hope you all have a good rest of your evening and good 24. Peace.